Well, Harry's book Spare is about to hit the shelves and the publicity blitz has already begun. But in these videos you're gonna notice some contradictions and signals that, well, say that Harry might not be that ready for what's coming. Welcome back, my body language buddies. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and I'm happy to welcome you to my first video of 2023 and remind you that in my locals community I post content that I don't post anywhere else. And tomorrow I will be uploading one very interesting video where I will help you awaken your own awareness about yourself and your surroundings, and all you have to do is join as a member for free with the link in the description of this video. Well, before we start with the analysis of the Anderson Cooper 60 minutes interview, I'm gonna give you a short background. Prince Harry insists it never needed to be this way in Publicity Blitz for Memoir. He said, "I would like to have my father and brother back." The Duke of Sussex was interviewed by ITV's Tom Bradby and CBS News' Anderson Cooper before the release of Spare next week, with short trailers for both programs dropping. Speaking to Mr. Bradby in a clip where no questions can be heard, Harry says it never needed to be this way and refers to the leaking and the planting before adding, "I want a family, not an institution." He also says, in an apparent reference to the royals, they feel as though it is better to keep us somehow as the villains, and that they have shown absolutely no willingness to reconcile. That word, reconcile, is important because, you know, in these trailers, in many trailers about the Harkles, we have seen that they have this play with words. They play with words to make it seem like they are talking about the royal family, when in fact they are talking about the British media. But in this case, I don't think the British media needs to reconcile with Harry and Meghan, right? They're talking about the family specifically. So yes, Harry is saying that they feel, the royal family, as though it is better to keep us somehow as the villains. He is saying it explicitly. Harry's fresh attacks on the royal family threatens to further damage his relationship with William, which sources say is already hanging by a thread. I wonder what kind of thread is that. I thought it was already fell out completely. A trailer shows Cooper asking why Harry had not communicated his grievances against the royal family in private rather than going public, to which the royal replies, "Every single time I've tried to do it privately, there have been briefings and leakings and planting of stories against me and my wife." So Harry is claiming explicitly that yes, it was the royal family planting all those stories about them. And just a friendly reminder that in December 17 of last year, I said this: the Harkles will attend the coronation. They are welcome, says Buckingham Palace. They will absolutely not miss the opportunity to make headlines again. Remember, the royal family is their only way to garner attention. The coronation is perfect for that. And today, we got Barjack on Twitter confirming this. And now in news you don't want to hear, of course, Harkles are planning to go for the coronation. We are tipped off by one person in their camp about travel itinerary organization. If plans change where they decide not to go, I'll update. As of right now, they plan on going. So let's take a close look at those signals on that interview.
One of the criticisms that you've received is that, well, okay, fine, you want to move to California, you want to step back from the institutional role, why be so public? You say you tried to do this privately.
And every single time I've tried to do it privately, there have been briefings and leakings and planting of stories against me and my wife.
Well, first of all, I don't know if Harry has like a runny nose or has the flu or something, but, well, his eyes are a bit reddish. If you can spot right there, yes, they're a tad reddish, and he has this, well, this is scratching of the nose. Exactly when he says, and every single time I've tried to do it privately. I noticed that, and at the same time, he looks away from Cooper. That is interesting, and that is interesting for one reason. Last month, they made sure to make it clear in every media outlet they could that, well, they never really wanted privacy. that they wanted control about the content that they share on social media and the media and whatever. You can imagine that this is why they released all those videos and pictures of their kids on the Netflix horrormentary. And now in this interview, he says, and every single time I've tried to do it privately. All right, you are saying that you have tried to do it privately, but at the same time, you have claimed in the media or to the media that you never really wanted privacy. Would this be a mismatch or a mistake or a contradiction? Could it be that there was someone else trying to control this interview and, well, have a script that Harry had to follow? Another signal is watch Harry's posture when he's listening to Cooper's question. There he is, looking, well, I couldn't say that attentive, but at least he is, well, looking in Cooper's direction. But when he's gonna answer the question, he begins looking down and to the side. And I also noticed that when he talks about the briefings and leakings and planting of the stories, he is talking and his neck and his jaw are really tense. That's something that affects him emotionally. Maybe there was briefings and leakings and planting of the stories, but was it the royal family, or was it a third party, or was maybe someone closer to home? I don't know, but he is angry about those plantings and leakings and all that stuff. Now, pay close attention to the following clip.
You know, the family motto is never complain, never explain, but it's just a motto, and it doesn't really hold.
There's a lot of complaining and a lot.
Did you notice how he addressed the royal family? He didn't say my family. He said the family. He is detaching himself from them. He is distancing himself. You know, the family motto is never complain, never explain. It's his family. There was no reason to not say my family. And then he says, but it's just a motto and it doesn't really hold. I think he has the nerve to say this only because the Queen is no longer here. Because either he doesn't understand what that motto really means, or he just doesn't respect it. So I would like to know what you think about that duality in the comments of this video. But even more interesting is that Harry begins to, well, have some doubts speaking like this. And what happens next?
There's a lot of complaining and a lot of explaining. Private being done through leaks.
Through leaks.
Notice that Anderson Cooper goes to his rescue and he begins to talk. There's a lot of complaining and a lot of explaining. Okay, that is Anderson Cooper speaking. Why did he say that? It's like he's serving part of the answer on Harry's mouth. And all that Harry does at that moment is to nod and say, well, yes, and he swallows hard. Pay attention to his neck, even if it's covered by the subtitles. I apologize for that. But notice his neck right now. He is swallowing hard. That is, well, that could be a signal of nervousness. But it's interesting that Anderson is helping him to say what he should be saying. I don't think this is a good move by Cooper. Like, it's like filling in the blanks, like answering. And Harry, well, explaining. I find it very suspicious. Then Harry continues, and this time he has actually a covert anger display. This is a covert anger display when he is going to say the following.
They will feed or have a conversation with the correspondent. And that correspondent will literally be spoon-fed information and write the story. And at the bottom of it, they will say that they've reached out to Buckingham Palace for comment. But the whole story is Buckingham Palace commenting.
So again, there's a clear distinction between the British media and the correspondence of the British media and the royal family. They will feed the royal family. They will feed or have a conversation with the correspondent, having a conversation like the correspondent goes, and they have a face-to-face conversation, and that correspondent will literally be spoon-fed information and write the story. Like Buckingham Palace is planting the stories of Harry and Meghan. And in the bottom of it, they will say that they've reached out to Buckingham Palace for comment, but the whole story, and this is Harry's words, is Buckingham Palace commenting. What I find interesting is another duality. Notice that these words, this sentence, he is a bit more relaxed. He is not that tense like in the previous comment. But in the previous comment, he was talking about the family when he should be saying my family. He was addressing the royal family directly. But just moments after, I don't know if this is edited, most probably this is edited, so maybe these two clips are not really close one to one another. But he's talking about Buckingham Palace in this case, not the royal family. Big distinction, and maybe that's the reason why he is so much more relaxed saying these words, attacking Buckingham Palace or the firm or the Buckingham Palace communications and not the royal family itself. So there's the possibility that Harry did not want to address this topic because, well, maybe, I don't know, he is uncomfortable for some reason to be talking about this. But when he talks in general terms, in Buckingham Palace, he is a bit more comfortable, not that tense, not that nervous. And every behavior has an opposite side. I think he is uncomfortable saying these things about the royal family. One might think that he should be showing some kind of relief of finally speaking his truth. You know how this works. But I don't think he's really sure about what he's saying, and Cooper's interventions, well, they don't help. But here comes the best part.
Commenting. So when we're being told for the last 6 years, we can't put a statement out to protect you, but you do it for other members of the family, there becomes a point when silence is betrayal.
I'm gonna mention the great work of Emily HRH on Instagram that made this montage so you can, well, realize that what Harry is saying is plain nonsense, bollocks, lies, all made up. So when we are being told for the last 6 years that we can't put a statement out to protect you, but you do it for other members of the family, well, we have Vogue, the royal family issues an unprecedented statement about Prince Harry's girlfriend, and Vanity Fair, Prince William issues a statement in support of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's relationship. Buckingham Palace made a rare move to officially deny feud rumors surrounding Kate Middleton and Meghan Markle. The Cut: Palace denies reports that Meghan Markle's dog was photographed mid-poo. What? Palace denies Meghan Markle and Prince Harry banned neighbors from approaching them. Palace denies claims Prince Harry is banned from Boxing Day shoot by wife Meghan. Kensington Palace issues rare statement on Meghan and Harry's gender-fluid baby. Well, we still don't have a statement on Meghan's rare fluid belly. The palace sets the record straight on how Meghan Markle and Prince Harry plan to raise their baby. Buckingham Palace denies reports that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are using LA endorsement firm. Buckingham Palace denies leaking Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's potential names for baby Sussex. Scammers said Meghan Markle endorsed a diet pill. Buckingham Palace shut them down. Palace denies Harry and Meghan are planning tell-all interview with Ellen DeGeneres. Guess what? Meghan and Harry did cooperate with hugely flattering Finding Freedom biography after all. Alright, who is leaking then? With the instruction from Harry and Meghan, the Kensington Palace facilitated an entire book to defend Harry and Meghan. What more could the palace do? 12 statements and an entire book in 17 months. Thanks Emily HRH on Instagram. Make sure to follow her. And regarding that silence is betrayal, well, thanks to JB49JB on Twitter, Harry plagiarized Martin Luther King. But we are already used to this kind of things from the Harkles, right? Remember that I will be uploading an exclusive therapy video to my locals community tomorrow, and you can join for free as a member with the link in the description of this video. My body language buddies, my name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy. And remember the two most important words: much love and bless.